So also going to be posting a lot of videos on my YouTube. It's going to be awesome, guys. And if you don't check it out, you're going to be missing out on free tips.
You heard the man. Free tip from the black man.
Exactly, free tip from the black man.
Just a tip.
What's up, YouTube? Hey! So cute. Well, look at this cute dog. So cute. Okay, it's distracting us, but you can join them. All right, team.
Perfect timing. He wanted to be in the video too.
Look at this big guy with such a small dog. All right,
I like to out-angle something.
I'll angle the dog. Comment below if you out-angle your dog, guys. Post a photo with your dog, and I'll angle your dog and tag me on Instagram at Kwame Dua.
Alright, so we're going to do a Q&A today and address some questions that we got raised by fans from our last video. So as promised, we had the 3 questions. We're going to get our big boy Kwame to read it out.
Alright, so question number 1. Best exercises to develop teardrop for the quads.
Alright, shoot.
Awesome. So personally, when we're talking about teardrop isolation with our legs, I would say the leg extensions, that's one of the biggest things that comes to mind. So I'll go with, for instance, the leg extensions. I'll like face my feet in, face my feet out, or just keep it neutral to hit both. I'll also like incorporate things like CC squats as well. I personally think is great for building your teardrop as well. And you know, even just bringing your feet in as opposed to keeping them nice and wide, which hits your hamstrings, I find that would focus more on your teardrop. Last but not the least, and this is really important, okay, instead of pushing through your heels when you do any movement or any push movement, push through your toes, and that will actually focus on your quads, and that will also help with your teardrop.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds pretty comprehensive. And yeah, I mean, just re-highlighting on that, I think just toes angled outward for the leg extension, that seems pretty key for like you know, to hit your teardrop. Besides that, any kind of overall leg exercise I think would hit all parts of your leg. For example, squats and also walk and dumbbell lunges. It's not like you're particularly focusing for the teardrop, but you know, it works all parts of your leg in more so than, you know, and so when you're training those exercises, you definitely be activating teardrop there. And the other thing as well is, have you ever tried walking a little bit like with your toes point out on a treadmill? So when you're doing your cardio, something like that, maybe you could activate a little bit of quad there. And similarly, you could use that to highlight other kind of muscle contractions, like squeezing your glutes while you're doing incline walks, stuff like that as well. So we're still going to try to spend a bit more time to answer this. We've got like you know, probably under a minute to keep going with that.
Yeah, definitely. What I'd like to add to it as well is a lot of the times, and this just doesn't apply to the teardrop, just most exercises, a lot of time and attention. Take some time, especially when you try to isolate a muscle, take some time and attention, get some slow movements in, cut out your, you know, your extension phase of the movement, or, you know, and just keep that control and continuous movement on the muscle. If you're struggling to feel the muscle, tap the muscle. You see me doing some of these in my Instagram videos. I love it because there's a mind-muscle connection, and this actually helps you to activate that mind-muscle connection. So that's what I've personally found, and you know, give it a try and see how it works for you, and drop in the comments below.
Yep. And just a suggestion on rep range, I like something around the 20 rep range, because you can actually hit those requirements that Kwame mentioned about basically feeling that muscle-mind connection, because it's a kind of weight that's responsive to that kind of thing. If you go a bit more heavier, you may sort of lose that a bit or lose form so much, and other muscles come to play. So let's talk about the next question. What do we have here?
Awesome. So do you take creatine? Creatine's anabolic. So yeah, personally I like taking creatine. I find an increase in strength, and I'll tell you what I personally, this is my personal opinion, guys. I personally think, because you know, sometimes you might find, oh, you know, creatine helps with strength, but I personally think creatine helps with hydration, and you know, any form of dehydration to the muscles is actually results in a loss of strength. So what I find is creatine helps to hydrate the muscles, draw water into the muscles, and as the muscles are hydrated, I feel like I can also, you know, lift a little bit more. I'm hydrated, and you know, they're fuller, yeah, and I can work to my maximum potential. So you know, your CP stores as well, but generally I work with creatine. I'm always talking about hydration, muscle hydration. Makes you feel fuller. Some of the you know, side effects that I found with creatine, obviously, once you start taking it for a while, can be bloating, end up under your skin, and some of you guys will know this. So subcutaneous, if that's what they call it. And you know, like a lot of people may stop taking creatine for that matter, but personally, you know, I'll add about 5 to 10 grams of creatine per day, you know, and I don't really cut it out. Sometimes, okay, and I know I'm talking probably way too much. When it comes to like a leaning up phase or a cutting phase, a lot of people will keep creatine in to keep fuller. I personally, I still find it easy to keep fuller while I'm leaning up for competitions, and sometimes it can be a mental thing. So sometimes I might cut out creatine for a bit just to see how I'm looking, you know. So there's no extra water like being held. Sometimes I'll just add it in to see how I look while I'm full and tighter, like, you know, before the like after effect kicks in. So yeah.
So yeah, the creatine that I used to take was I sort of recommend creatine monohydrate. I think that's a good one. And I was taking probably, you know, creatine in my off season, and then I was actually using it towards my contest prep. I remember 10 years ago when I'd done a comp, there was a comp where I did creatine even till the day before, and I was still pretty good condition, but I think I was still quite learning about, you know, how the effects on subs were in regard to my comp prep, and so I tried different things and see how different supplements sort of like affect respond to my weight, my muscles, and also food and training techniques and things like that. I think, you know, coming from the perspective of a person asking us for if we take creatine or not, it's pretty daunting out there, like especially if you're a beginner. Like if you look at so much supplements out there, which one to prioritize, which one to take. I think like it should be important that it's clear to you guys that, look, if I was going to start off with my fitness training and I wanted to prioritize where my money went for which subs and that, I think probably one of the first things I would buy would be like some straight up creatine monohydrate, where you get 100% creatine in a bottle, like a kilo for like, I think it's like 20-30 bucks these days or something, and then I'll take those serving recommendations, or, you know, if you recommended otherwise from someone, and just start using that. That would be one of my top supplements I'd start prioritizing my money and my time and my energy on, based on the research from what I understood, that this is kind of one of the supplements that would definitely be key towards aiding your building your physique that you're after. Yeah, awesome. Alright, next question. This is the last one here.
So mental prep specific to you guys, that goes into breaking that mental pain barrier, and this is a big one. And this, to be honest, is my favorite question, because I always talk on my social media, my Instagram, about focus, and you know, like how important, you know, mental preparation, or how important mental strength is in bodybuilding, and how it actually relates to your lifts as well. And personally, I find that's, first of all, it's really important, and I personally think without having that mental side of it, it's harder for, one, adrenaline release in your body, for you to be able to lift heavier, or, you know, get all those reps in, and two, to be able to actually just keep that focus and get that consistency, and even stay in your set, stay within your set over that period of time. So I personally find it, although I get distracted quite easily, I personally find it really easy to get into my mental state. And what I personally do is I focus on my goals. So for instance, my goal could be, you know, to compete in the Musclemania 2017, which I did. You did. And look, like every time I'm training, I'm thinking about that. And I'm not just thinking about, oh, who am I up against, okay? Sometimes it could be like, but you know, I do it for myself as well. I just want to be the better version of myself. I'll set myself that goal. I've got that physique in my mind that I want to bring, and I say to myself, look, unless I'm gonna work hard and push myself, like, you know, and literally past my limits, I'm not going to achieve that physique, okay? So I'm literally sitting there envisioning like that physique, and I'm like, I really want to get it, and I like, you know, and I'm also thinking about, oh, all my competitors are also working, and I don't want to be outworked, you know? Like, I want to go there, and I want to know that I've left no stones unturned, okay? I want to know that there's nothing that I could have done better, okay, and I've given it my best. So look, it's only a few, like maybe a minute or something where you're gonna be, you know, engaging your muscles for. So, you know, for that minute, go as hard as you can. Then afterwards, just dab after, you know, enjoy your set, you know, give it all your best, and, you know, come out like literally drained, but, you know, you feel good as well. You also get great endorphin release as well. So that's my personal perspective on it.
Yep. Well, like, if you ask me about, you know, what's specific to me in regard to mental prep for a pain barrier, I'm thinking about when I'm doing an actual specific exercise, I've got one set that I'm focusing on, trying to hit a certain rep range at a certain weight, which is going to challenge me. That's what I'm thinking of. And when I go off and train on my own for a while, if I go on, I haven't seen the big boy in a while, if I go have a session with Kwame, exactly what I described, that's synonymous with this guy. Because literally, he'll take me through an exercise. Like, I could just pull an example right here, right now, say like leg, 45-degree leg press at a weight, at a rep range that will challenge me. You know, what was instrumental there? Like, I wish I would have had my music, which I would have used on my own normally, and that would have been like a song that gets me going and makes me feel, you know, that fight or flight instinct. And that might be something like, you know, Tupac Shakur, like artist with like a song, Still Ballin', does it, like, it just gets me going. So you got to find your song that gets you pushing. For me there, what got me through that rep range, a high volume rep range I needed, was I had support around me. There were people there spotting me and cheering me on and kind of encouraging me to keep going. Part of the mental prep was ready was also, I saw him do it first, and he's like, okay.
I was dead. I was gone. So all I could think about was the KFC I was going to be eating now.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's really important to have good spotters or good people around you. I think that really helps when they're like encouraging you. And like, if you want a good example, like look at Dorian Yates, where he's got his trainer screaming at him on YouTube. Like, go and have a look at that, and it's just like, wow, you know, you got someone so determined to get you through it. It looks like they could lift it for you, like with their voice, and having the confidence knowing that you got a spotter who's got your back. That's really helpful as well, because you know that you can give it your all. If you go to failure, they could pick it up for you, or they could spot you for it. Like, I'll go for my rep maxes on a bench or something. This bloke would be spotting me, and I'll know he's got my back. He could shoulder raise it for me if I really needed help, or, you know, like I know that I can give them all, and there's no holding back.
Yeah.
That's part of it for me. That's a big part. Besides that, not everyone has someone to spot them. So like, in the end, like having safety supports around you, that's part of the mental game for me. I'll set up support so I know that when I go to failure, that I have somewhere for it to go. That I'm not just gonna, you know, hurt something. I know that, you know, this is gonna give me a shot where I can give it 110%. And if it all comes down, like, you know, the machine's got my back, the equipment is ready there with its safety and its locks and things like that. So all those safety things for me, that's mental ticks where I'm going, all right, I'm giving it my all, nothing's holding me back, let's go. And so that's what my take on a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks so much for coming up with the questions.
And thank you. And we're going to be doing this more often if you guys want to see it more often. So leave your comments below. Please like, comment, and look, share it around with your mates, even on social media. We really appreciate that. You know, we want to take as much time, you know, out of our day to make videos for you guys. And, you know, it'll be good to also interact with you guys more and see what you guys want, so, you know, we can produce more content for you guys.
That's right. So give us feedback on how you feeling with how our content is at the moment. We're all looking to basically give a good product for you, and then also regard to more questions, leave it in the comments. We're here for that. So as you can see with our videos, we just try to answer things with our take on your questions. Hopefully we can answer it to our best of our ability.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See ya. Say bye.